Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tennis Weekly with Joel, Kim and Chris. And although I said that we had finished for the season, actually, we have got one last very special episode to bring you. And this is not going to be my voice. It's actually going to be Kim and Chris, who were at UTS Grand Finals in London, catching up with all of the tennis players who made it to the Grand Finals at the Kokkinakis Arena. Chris, you had an absolutely amazing time speaking to lots of the creme de la creme of the ATP Tour.
We did indeed. We were spoiled for choice. We got to speak to the likes of Holger Rune, Andrey Rublev, Alex de Minaur, and many others. We got to ask them what energy they're bringing into the next season, what the highlights were. We had some quite interesting answers for what they're bringing. We had Crazy was quite popular, which I think the fans, they quite like the Crazy, but maybe that's not the most mindful answer there. But we have lots to bring you, and we're going to play all of them in full so you can enjoy them. You can listen to a couple, listen to a few more. But before we get into those clips, we do have a crowdfunder reminder that our crowdfunder is still live. The link we will have in the description. But thank you so much to everyone who has donated so far. If it wasn't for that donations and support that you give us, we wouldn't be able to keep doing what we're doing and keep making the podcast that we hope you all enjoy. So Joel has the link for that, I believe.
Yes, the link for everyone who hasn't donated so far is www.gofundme.com/tennis-weekly-2025. That's www.gofundme.com/tennis-weekly-2025. Honestly, your support and any sort of amount you can give, whether it's £5, whether it's £100, it doesn't matter.
Just to listen.
Even listening, it all really matters. It's all really, really important for us. We are a by fans, for fans podcast, and this really does help to make the magic happen and continue into 2025.
And on that note, we'll let you listen to some of that magic. And for those of you who'd like to watch these interviews as well as hear them, you might want to switch to our YouTube channel, and that's at Tennis Weekly Pod. And you can see just how well some of our questions went down, or maybe not so well. But without further ado, let's listen to Kim asking Andrey Rublev and then Gael Monfils some Tennis Weekly questions.
Hi, Andrey. Welcome to London. How does it feel to be competing at the UTS Grand Final again?
It feels great. I mean, I don't know. I like this event, so we'll see. It's exciting and it's a nice way, I don't know, just to have an extra practice because it's high intensity here, and during preseason, sometimes it's nice practice instead of just to do something in the gym.
Do you have your the rest of your kind of pre-season planned out already after UTS? How's that looking like?
After that, I go back to Dubai. I will practice there a couple of weeks, and I'm playing Abu Dhabi League. I don't know exactly the name if I said it wrong. So I'm playing there, and then I will fly to Macau and just be there, and then Hong Kong.
So pretty busy still. And how does it feel being back in London? I know we're in a different venue to UTS Grand Final last year, but is there anything you particularly like doing when you are in London for tennis, outside of the tennis?
Yes, I mean, London is really amazing city, and I always like to be here. There's plenty of places to visit, but we are far away from real London, so I guess I will not see much. But anyway, I think this venue is better because it's obviously it's bigger. Last year was quite small, so was not the same as now. At least I see the stadium. It feels already like more exciting.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I mean, when I like London, but
it feels very different around here, doesn't it?
I wish to stay a bit closer to real London.
It's not the same as Wimbledon, is it? Very different in East London, but different vibe.
At least it's like 40 minutes. It doesn't feel that far now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people find this part of London more up and coming, like edgy, urban. Maybe you can, check it out. I don't know. Different sides of London.
Yeah, at least I can say, I saw some different parts of London.
Definitely. And just looking back on your year, how do you feel the 2024 season has been for you? What's been your biggest learning from the season?
Many things. I learned a lot of things, and I would say was in terms of result, was a lot of up and downs. So maybe this season didn't look that well but in the end I was able to end up at the top 8. So which means I wish all my not good seasons were finishing like that, because there is many players who did amazing season and they finish, I don't know, 11, 12, 15, 16 in the world. So yeah, but in general the year was interesting because I learned a lot of things, and I guess I learned the most lesson that make me mature. I don't know, a lot or a little bit, but make me more mature,
Yeah.
like more grown man. I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Let's keep.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose a lot of players would dream to have a season like yours, even, yeah. But I mean, going into next year, what's your main goal for the 2025?
To be healthy mentally. I mean, yeah. In my case, it's very easy. It's all about my mindset. If I'm able to take all the lessons and not only learn them, but to use them and to have a right mindset, not for 1 week with the up and downs like was this year. If I will be able to do it like a longer time, then tennis will take care of itself.
And if you could describe it in one word going into next season, one word, what kind of energy will you bring in one word?
Excitement.
Excitement?
Yeah, because I'm super excited with everything that I have learned, just to see how it will affect the new season.
Fantastic. And just before we finish, I've got to ask you, recently we heard that Andy Murray will be coaching Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open. What was your reaction when you heard that news?
I don't know, no reaction. I mean, in my case, if I'll be honest, I don't care. So I had no reaction at all. But I think it's let's say from Novak's side, I think I don't know if, let's say, it's going to be fun. First of all, it's going to be fun. Then I don't know if, obviously, Novak is one of the best players ever played. So I don't know if Andy can give him something, but for sure, the good thing is that they are good friends. And sometimes the energy gives even more at this level when all the players like Novak, when they know everything, they know this sport better than everyone, the energy in that kind of points makes huge difference. And I think if they're good friends, can be a really, really like something new again. Like maybe they will, Novak will feel more, I don't know, fresh again and more pump, which is not good for the rest of the players.
Are you more scared about facing Djokovic with Andy Murray in his box?
Yeah, but it's gonna be fun because I would like to see Andy now, because he was these kind of players who like to give sometimes not good comments to his team, and I would like to see if Novak will give him something not nice comment, because sometimes Novak can be also emotional, and I would like to know what Andy feel at that moment.
Yeah, I think we're all very much looking forward to seeing how that's going to work out. But just one final question on UTS. Are there any players you're particularly looking forward to coming up against over the next few days?
No, to be honest, all those players, they are super great, and with this format it's tough to beat anyone. And it's tough and easy. You can beat everyone and you can lose to everyone. So for me, it's more excited. I would like to see. I would like to play those matches with kind of my new learnings. Let's put it that way, just to see, even here when it's not a season yet, just to see if there's how I feel. If I will feel different on court, if I will feel more, I don't know, more calm, and that's why I'm excited.
Well, I hope you have an exciting weekend. Good luck, and also an exciting season next year. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, take care. Hi, Gael. Welcome to London. How excited are you to compete for the UTS title here in London?
Yeah, it's going to be great. Finals is always great. Last year, London was great atmosphere. So, yeah, I really looking forward for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a different venue this year, so I think we've got bigger capacity, and hopefully the crowd will be larger and even more atmosphere than last time round. So, what do you like doing in London as well? Because obviously it's very different to Wimbledon. We're out in East London here. Is there anything you particularly like to do in the city when you are here?
Well, I've done much yet, to be honest with you. I know London is it's a rich city in a way that you have a lot of hips to do. I arrived last night. Last afternoon I practiced. I've been a bit tired. I've been to be honest resting. Coming here, I think I have a full day, so I won't have much time to explore the city, unfortunately. But usually I love London. It's one of the favorite city of Elena. So we spend let's say a good time when we come here for Wimbledon.
Some nice memories
Exactly.
together, yeah. And what's your off season looking like after UTS? Have you got any specific?
I was doing a couple of weeks before a lot of fitness work, and now towards the UTS I started playing tennis a couple of days ago. But now my block was fitness, and now I'm slowly adding the rackets, and then I'm off in 2 weeks to Australia. So it's a good time for me actually to come and compete, because as I told you, I'm getting back on the court, so I'm happy to compete at that moment.
Do you find doing UTS helps keep you quite sharp?
Yeah, 100% to play against a great player in big competition in a way. So it's a good timing.
And are there any matchups you're particularly looking forward to over the next few days?
Every match is tough, so everything's gonna be tough no matter what.
Yeah. And just looking back on your season this year, 2024, what do you think's been the biggest highlight for you?
For me, it was just the achievement that I could qualify to the Olympics. That was my goal. It was not easy, and I got this qualification. That was really my highlight.
And biggest learning on this year?
Biggest learning? A little bit more on myself. Have to a little bit balance the way when I'm not at home with my daughter. So I'm still in this process to learn this big balance, which is the hardest.
Yeah. Have you got some plans for Christmas? I know obviously the next season will start imminently, but
no, unfortunately, my Christmas will be in the plane, so I will have to put it a little bit earlier. But the real Christmas, I will be in the plane actually.
Yeah. How's Alina doing? I think she's got injured at the.
She's back on court. She feel good. She feel good. She's back on court, and of course, she's aiming to start the regular season in January.
We'll wish her all the best of luck with that. And going into the next season, if you could just describe the energy that you have going into the year in one word, what would that be?
Happiness.
Happiness? Yeah. It's a nice one.
Yeah, happiness. Happiness, yeah, because, it's one more year. It's a real blessing. It's for me, I'm fortunate to be able to keep playing in a higher level, high demanding sport. So I'm just happy about that.
It's good, yeah. And the Australian Open, we've had the recent news that Novak Djokovic is going to be coached by Andy Murray. What was your reaction to that news?
I was happy, I was happy because I always say Andy loves the game, loves the sport. I think, of course, he wants to give back, in the sport somehow and help. And now for him to help a player, one of his biggest rivals, it's great. It's great for the sport. It's great for him. It's great that Novak thought about him. So I think it's just great.
Might be an even tougher ask playing Novak with Andy Murray in his box, maybe.
I think for sure for sure me it's already tough.
Yeah.
I never beat him, so I don't even think to win the next one with Andy.
Well, you never know.
Maybe it's because
famous last words. Well, I hope you have a very happy UTS and next season, and we'll look forward to seeing you on court tomorrow.
Thank you,
Gaël.
Next up, we have the troublemaking trio of Holger Rune, Thanasi Kokkinakis and Alexander Bublik. And I'll kick off with the questioning of Holger Rune. Holger, welcome back to London.
Thank you.
Back for the final again. You were here last year. You had a good run. Are you hoping to go better this year?
Yeah, I'm hoping to make it one step further. It was a great tournament last year. I found the rhythm in the format, and I think I started playing some good tennis. So plan is to make it even better this year and just improve my game.
It was a little bit love-hate. I think last year maybe
Yeah.
there were moments where you loved it, moments where you didn't like it quite as much. How's your relationship with UTS now?
Let's see. But no, it's great. I think I realized after the first 2 matches that it's very, very good practice for the cardio and good preparation to keep the match form a little bit here in the off season. And I'm looking forward to it. I've been playing a couple of exhibition matches the last days, and just happy to go out there and compete.
You have just played in Copenhagen and also in Norway. You've been crowned, is it the King of Scandinavia? Is that how that works now?
I don't want to say what it's called, but it's called something, yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But that was a great experience, I guess, playing at home and then playing another exhibition here. Is there something that you really like about exhibitions?
It was incredible to play in Denmark. There was very, very special feeling because it happens very rarely for me. So, the crowd and the atmosphere was amazing. And, I can only thank Casper for, taking the challenge and coming to Denmark. It was amazing. It's a memory that's going to stay with me. And to play here in UTS is going to be great. It's going to be more intense in a way. But also that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a comfortable preseason. I'm looking for, to get out of my comfort zone and improve both my game, my physicality. And I think it's a great chance to do it here also.
You've had a really strong season. Was there a particular moment throughout the year that was a highlight for you, do you think?
That's a good question. I think, honestly, the end of the season, like Basel and Paris, it's not that I played ridiculous in any of the tournament, just to make those consistent runs again with my good old team. It was great. I was playing very well and starting to look like myself on the court, and that just made me smile a lot and made me very motivated after my vacation to get back to work.
Was there a big sort of learning from the year? If there's something you could say that you learned throughout 2024, what would it be? It's quite a big question.
Yeah, that's a big question. I would say patience. Yeah.
Nice. And then on that same theme, you gave me a one-word answer for that one, but one word for the energy you're going to bring to the 2025 season.
Crazy energy.
Okay. Crazy energy. We like it.
That's my plan.
There was some quite big news that happened around Andy Murray and Novak Djokovic teaming up, which is obviously very exciting for tennis fans. What was your sort of first response to that? And do you think that's going to be a match made in heaven?
That was very surprising. First I was super surprised seeing it, but again, first of all, Novak didn't have a trainer, so he needed one, but I didn't expect him to call out Andy. But I think it's interesting. Andy is a very, very intelligent player and was a very intelligent player. So I think he has a lot of great strategies that they can communicate with each other. And I think it's going to be good. Let's see how it's just going to work. But I'm happy for those two. I mean, they've been both big competitors against each other, so I think they're very close also, which is nice for them.
Were you in the mix to sign Andy Murray as a coach?
No, though obviously I've been in the mix to signing a lot of coaches, but I came to a stage where I'm just going to keep it simple now and go back to what I'm used to and back to improving, back to trying to reach my goals, and that's where I am right now.
Nice, thank you so much, Holger.
Thank you,
and good luck for the tournament.
Thanks.
Welcome to London, Thanasi, for UTS. How does it feel to be back in London? Is there anything you particularly like doing in the city when you're here?
There's a lot I like doing. It's a fun city, probably my favourite around this sort of area. I've got a lot of mates here, English speaking, so it's easy, and just got a lot of friends here, so it's fun. Nothing in particular, but good food, like going out a little bit. So yeah.
Nice. We've been brought to East London, so not Southwest like Wimbledon and some of the other events. And ahead of UTS, how excited are you to compete for the title here at the Grand Final?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I came in as a wild card. I had my first UTS event in Frankfurt and did really well. I loved it there. It was it's more intense and pretty physically demanding, but I had a lot of fun and played well. So yeah, when I got the option to come back, I didn't think twice. So very happy to be here and see how we can do.
Yeah, it's in a bigger, better venue than last year, so it's definitely a growing event. And do you find that the format of it kind of helps you to keep sharp? A lot of players like to go into a kind of a longer off season, but do you find coming and maybe doing an event like this kind of helps you keep sharp over this kind of period of, end of this season going into next season?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't mind like a long break, but this is a cool event, so it's something I didn't want to turn down, but definitely keeps you sharp. I remember when I played the last one, coming into Davis Cup and some events, it it felt like I was well prepared because of it. As I said, it's very cardio based. You have to play points quickly, and you can't muck around too much. You only have one serve, so you can't just rely on your serve. So it's there's a few things that you need to get used to, but it definitely helps keep you sharp for sure.
And what are your plans for kind of the off season? Have you got a big training block coming up after this, or just, you know, rest and recovery? What are your plans for after UTS?
Probably a bit of both. It's something I'm trying to work out now, whether I head anywhere, but also travel so much that I just want to be home a lot of the time. So not too sure yet. I'm sure I'll get into training sooner rather than later, but I'll have a few days off when I'm home somewhere, maybe on the coast.
Yeah, very nice. And just looking back on your 2024 season, what's been your biggest learning from the past year, would you say?
Oh, it's a good question. I feel like you learn stuff every year. Just how to deal with travel, dealing with matches, pressures, expectations. It's just the biggest thing I'm trying to take away is trying to back up important matches and really make the push. There were a lot of times where I won an important match and wasn't able to kind of back it up. So I think that and trying to be sharper, sort of going into the tournament and preserving myself is an important one.
And so going into 2025, if you could say sort of one word to describe the energy that you're going to bring to 2025, what would that one word be?
Hungry, I'd say. I'd say I had a taste of a lot of cool events and a lot of big wins this year. But now it's just putting them together and really trying to reach my career high and making it deep in some big events.
And you might have heard recently that Andy Murray is going to be coaching Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open. You've had some pretty epic battles with Murray over the years. So how does it, I mean, what was your first reaction when you heard that news, first of all?
I had to check, and then I realized it wasn't April. So that was an adjustment. But it's pretty cool. I think it's great for tennis. It's great for the fans as well. It gets the PR talking. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But I mean, when you're Novak, there's not too many guys that you'll probably listen to. It's pretty tough when you've done it all. So Murray's one of the ones that has kind of been there with him and seen everything. So I think it's going to be an interesting partnership, and yeah, hopefully it goes well.
How would you feel drawing Novak in the Australian Open and kind of coming up against two instead of, just Novak? Yeah,
it's fun. It'll be funny seeing Andy in his box. I wonder how much you'll be able to yell at Andy while he's sitting there. So that'll be fun to watch. But yeah, it almost feels like you're playing two players. But yeah, I think one of those guys is tough enough to beat.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're very much looking forward to that. We're looking forward to seeing you on the court here tomorrow, and hope you enjoy your time in London, and best of luck for UTS and also next season when you get there, and hope you have a good break in the off season when you get there as well.
Thank you.
Welcome to London. You're back for UTS for the grand final. You've had a great UTS year. It's exciting to be here. And what do you think of the venue?
It's just amazing. It's bigger than the previous one. We had a lot of crowd last year. We couldn't fit them all, but I hope this arena will be even more electric with, I think, half, like 3,000 more people.
I think it's like double, yeah.
Yeah, it's like double. So yeah, I think let's see how it's going to be, but I think it's going to be spectacular.
And the lineup, what do you make of the lineup? What do you make of your chances here? It's always strong, but...
Yeah, but I think it's quite the same for quite a few players that I saw last year. Yeah, a lot of similar players except for a couple. And they're not in my group, I guess. So it's going to be almost the same thing like last year.
Anyone you really want to get a win over in the group stage?
Honestly, everyone. I mean, that's what gets you to the semis and the final. So that's what you want to do, I guess.
And in terms of how you approach an event like this, the season's obviously over from an ATP perspective. Is this a nice chance to see where your level is at? Or do you see it more as just like a fun thing to take part in and see how you do?
No, of course, it's a very tough format. You got to play 3 sets minimum, 5 sets usually. I mean, the sudden death thing. So it's just a great indication where your health is, where your fitness level is. So I think that's a great time to do that, because then you have another 3 weeks to prepare for the season.
And in terms of your 2024 season, has there been a particular highlight for you that stood out as something that you really are very proud of from this year?
Yeah, I reached my career high, 17 in the world, which is great. I was never that high, so I hope to continue the same way and grow.
So is that the goal for 2025, to go higher than 17?
Well, I guess the goal is to grow as a player, as a person, and then the ranking will come.
And in terms of, I won't ask you for like a New Year's resolution, but if there's one word to describe the energy that you're going to bring next year to the tour, what would it be? It's a tough one.
Yeah, I guess I have no idea.
Just grow.
Yeah, just grow.
Just grow. Nice. Yeah. And obviously there's been quite a big tennis piece of news that happened recently, that Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray will be partnering up. What did you think when you heard that? And what was your first reaction to that?
I had no reaction to that. I think Andy quit it and he's back on the tour. If that's what he wanted, that's great. I have no opinion on that, honestly.
Yeah, and in terms of the format here, I think you've spoken about this before, and that you think I think you said it was more intense sometimes in terms of the pressure that's being played. Does that help you when it comes to some of those big points when you're playing on the tour?
I think maybe, yeah, there is some reflections of this, but yeah, it's obviously the very tough format. You have one serve, you're playing against the clock, against the players. There's all the things that are pushing on you, but so you just try not to break yourself, you know.
And final question, obviously we're in London, you can probably tell I'm British. Do you enjoy being in London this time of year, or are you more a fan of being in London for Wimbledon in the summer?
Well, in terms of the weather, of course, during the summer, but now I always enjoy being in London, and it's this one of my favorite stops, you know, over the years.
Have you had a chance to do anything since you've been here?
I just arrived.
Just arrived.
Yeah, so I don't think we have much.
Yeah,
I think we don't have much time, and so we got to prepare, we got to play, and then we got to head up to our homes and get ready for season.
And then you're heading back to home for a pre-season.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Nice. And then you will be starting the year
in Adelaide.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Well, good luck for that, and good luck for next season.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. In our final round of interviews, we'll be speaking with the French #1 and Paris Masters finalist Ugo Humbert, then Jan-Lennard Struff, before we finish off with a flourish with the UTS Grand Final winner and all-round delight Alex de Minaur. We do hope you enjoyed this special UTS player interview bonus episode. It's episodes like this that happen because of the support for our crowdfund. So if you are able to give, no matter how big or small, we really do appreciate it. And now over to myself and Ugo. Welcome to London. You're normally here in the summer. How are you finding it so far in December?
It's nice to be here to play UTS. I really wanted to qualify for this tournament when I played Frankfurt. So super nice to be here to play on this beautiful stadium.
You're a big fan of playing indoors. You get some of your best results indoors. Do you think that helps you when it comes to playing UTS in these indoor arenas? Next year outdoor though, but this could be the big chance to win the grand final.
Yeah, for sure. It's my best surface. I love to play on indoor. I'm from Metz in the north of France, and it was always raining, so that's why I play a good tennis there. So yeah, I will try to make it. It could be nice. Yeah.
You've had a fantastic year, one of the best seasons that you've had on tour, winning some titles along the way, which was obviously a highlight for you. But have there been any other highlights for you about this season? And what would you say has been the #1 highlight?
#1 highlight, for sure, it's final in Bercy, the last tournament of the year. To finish like this, it was just magic. And when you play in front of 15,000 people behind you, it's just unbelievable. So it was a great season, the best of my career, and I'm super proud of it. Yeah.
And in terms of next year, and building on your great year you've had this season, is there anything that you have set yourself goal-wise, or what you'd like to achieve to go even higher up the rankings potentially?
Yeah, like I always said, I try to do the things well that I did for now 2 years. I work hard, and sometimes you have a good surprise. So I try to do it next year.
And if there's one word to describe the energy that you're going to try and bring to next season, what word would it be? Put you on the spot. You can have 2 words.
Craziness.
Craziness. Okay, I like that. I won't ask you to elaborate. That can remain a mystery, but hopefully craziness leads to some great results. And I also have to ask one quick question. It's not necessarily about tennis, but you've recently just been on holiday to the Maldives. It looks lovely. Can you recommend that everyone goes to the Maldives?
Yeah, for sure. I recommend 100%.
Yeah.
It was really nice. I spent 1 week with my girlfriend there. Yeah, it's nice to have some rest because the season is too long. It's really, really long. So for the first time, I had 3 weeks. I spent some time with my family at the beginning and finished in Maldives.
And now you're back and playing again. But how was it going from the Maldives to London in December?
I'm ready. I'm ready to play this week because I have had 1 week of practice with all my team, and I'm ready to play there. It's perfect to have a UTS now during the preseason. It's more intense. You can work on your cardio. So yeah, it's a perfect way to prepare the next season.
And then where do you go from London? What's next for you for Christmas and training?
Yeah, after training, I have 10 days of training. I have another tournament in France just after UTS, and I leave the 22nd. So I'm not doing the Christmas this year with my family because the first tournament is 28th.
So it's Christmas down under or Christmas in...
Sorry?
Where will Christmas be then?
In Sydney.
Sydney?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
United Cup,
well, that will be great fun either way, but can't complain. But good luck here. We hope you do really well, and it's great to see you here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Welcome to London. You're here playing the UTS Grand Final. You played some UTS events before. Does the Grand Final feel different, and does being in London feel a bit different?
I mean, I played the first 2 UTS like last year and this year in Frankfurt, which was pretty nice in my home country. I'm very excited to be here in London. Honestly, for tennis, I was just here for Wimbledon so far. So I'm excited to see a new part of the city and play in a different circumstances. So very excited. It's the grand final, so I'm pleased to be here. Arena looks nice and ready to go on court.
The rules are quite different to Wimbledon. Yeah. So do you think it will take a minute for you to switch gear?
I mean, if I compare to Wimbledon, it's very different. Yeah, it's very quiet, holy grounds, and so for sure it's different. Yeah, I think every player needs to adapt a bit to the situation here. It's so many different rules, but it's very nice. And if you play it once, twice, you get used to it a bit. And but you need a different approach for sure.
And in terms of the season that you've had some great matches, some great results. Are there anything that stands out as being a real highlight for you this season?
Yeah, 100% for me. Munich this year, my first title. With 33 years old back then, now I'm 34. Very late in my career to win my first title. Special for me to do it in Germany in Munich at this nice event. So I'm very pleased and happy to finally got this one done because it was really missing in my career, I believe. And so yeah, I'm very proud of the achievement. And in general, the season was pretty solid, pretty good. Finished top 50. Was a little bit up and down at the end, but finished like Davis Cup at the end was really nice and strong matches. So yeah, very happy to finish the season now with this event and like same already preparing for the new season. It's like in a mixed time or in a time. So yeah, very excited about the new season, and this season was very solid for sure.
And talking of the new season, are there any other goals that you have? You said obviously you've won a title now, you've won a title on home soil. Obviously winning another title will be a big goal. Are there any other goals that you have looking towards 2025?
Yeah, gonna be honest, it would be nice to win another title for sure. But for me, it was important to get this first one done. And we all play to win and but also to have a good time, to enjoy playing. I'm 34 years old, and I hope I have some more good years left, and just want to enjoy the journey, have some good matches, play, fight, and we'll try to do a good preseason now, and try to win a lot of matches next year, but also have a lot of fun.
If there's one word that you could summarize the energy that you're bringing into 2025, what would it be? Putting you on the spot a little bit here.
Good question. Very good question. I wouldn't go like energy. I just want to be. It's tough to say.
You can have 2 words.
Yeah, I mean, I always like if I have 2 words, never quit. I like that because I'm 34. Don't wanna stop. But same. I don't want to take a relaxed approach, but a bit more. I want to put a lot of energy as well, but I'm 34 years old, so trying to get the best out of me.
Yep.
But still be patient with me. But never quit. Summarize it good because I was always working hard. So
and I don't want to stop.
Yep, that's super nice. And someone who's even older than you, 37, Novak Djokovic,
Yeah,
he's taken on.
Gael is also.
Yeah, Gael is also doing it. So there's lots of players who are having success later on.
Yeah, unbelievable. So it's crazy how good they're competing.
Yeah.
At that point
You've got
of
years
age.
left.
I hope. Yeah. Let's see what's gonna be. But so many young guys playing good tennis at the moment, and I hope I can push it some more years. It would be great.
And Novak Djokovic was announced that Andy Murray will be coaching him.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting.
Yeah.
What was your first reaction to that? And
cool.
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah, it's nice to see Andy back there. I don't know. We all don't know how many weeks he's gonna do, but it's just cool. It's very nice. Andy is an idol for all of us. Fighting spirit, never quit.
Yes.
So amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and in terms of them playing, him being in his coaching box, do you think that will make people a bit more afraid of playing Novak Djokovic, or do they think they're already pretty wary of that?
Is that possible to be?
It's not.
I'm also 7 against him, and I think
you're less optimistic now with Murray in his box as well. Maybe
I wouldn't say less optimistic. it was already tough
Never
before,
quit,
but with Andy, it's amazing. It's a tough combination. Yeah. For sure, he wouldn't choose him if he doesn't think that it will help his game so much and his personality and everything in total. So it's a very cool, great move to see these two together.
I was going to ask, where are you spending the off season? Do you have plans? Are you doing a training block? Are you off to the Maldives like so many tennis players go?
Yeah, I was in holidays already in Austria 5 days, and so now I'm here. It was a bit late call, for example, like Chapo out, and I had a chance to come here. So I planned a bit different round. So we'll be next week at home in Germany practicing. Then the week after in Mallorca at the Nadal Academy to practice 1 week. Stay home Christmas and go to Auckland first, and then go to Melbourne.
Nice. Well, good luck for that, and good luck at UTS.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Alex, on court, you said you love the UTS format. What's the one thing that you love the most about playing UTS?
Well, I think it really helps my natural ability of trying to win every point, right? I get a lot out of it from trying to compete for every point, trying to win every point, and being focused every point. So since every point is so important in this type of format where it's timed, then it kind of helps me get into these leads, and it gets me at least started on the right foot.
And I heard on court you talked about yourself as a UTS veteran. If there's one player that hasn't played UTS that you would like to face off against on a UTS court, who would it be?
Who hasn't played UTS? Ooh.
Or actually, they could play UTS, and just a player you'd like to play at UTS format.
I'm gonna think You know what? Let's go with Carlitos or Yannick.
Oh, okay.
That'll be good.
Okay, interesting. And final question. Obviously, big news in British tennis. Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic. When that news broke, what were your thoughts when it was Andy Murray's going to be in Novak Djokovic's camp at the Australian Open?
Well, it felt like his retirement didn't last too long. He obviously misses the game way too much. It was probably the same reaction than the rest of the tennis world, right? Completely shocked. It was fun to see. It's going to be an incredible dynamic, which I'm very much looking forward to having a see for myself how it goes.
Congratulations on your win, UTS Grand Finals. I did the maths, and you are standing to pocket £625,241. Question on my lips is: will all your Christmas presents
before or after tax?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that tax will be deducted from that. So,
okay,
but yeah.
But what I wanted to ask: will all your Christmas presents be getting an upgrade this Christmas?
You're putting me on the spot now. I mean, now the whole family, friends, everyone expects.
Everyone's going to know.
Expects a better Christmas present. You know what? This is going to sound not great, but I'm yet to do my Christmas shopping, so I better get a move on. And I'm glad I had a very nice weekend here in London.
And you said in an interview that Katie's a great cook. You're looking forward to eating lots and lots of food. What would be on your list for Christmas dinner at the Boulter household?
turkey. I mean,
Stuffing, all the trimmings.
Everything and anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of adopted more of a English Christmas, and it's been a little bit of a tradition. So this is the second year coming, and I'm very much looking forward to spending some time with my family and with her family.
Great, thanks. Congratulations once again.